On the streets, I remember someone for the first time tried to grope me. And a part of me was like, am I a woman now?
इस उम्र में तो शादी हो जानी चाहिए, इस उम्र में बच्चे हो जाने चाहिए, you know.
We have enough people telling us that we can't do something as women.
एक जो ऑफिसर है वो लड़का या लड़की नहीं होती, वो एक ऑफिसर होता है.
I used to cry and go back home.
You know, people keep asking me about feminism and what does feminism mean to me.
He said that I don't want to be a father, I want nothing to do with this. I told him, listen dude, my belly, my baby, you're a nobody.
For me, that is feminism.
आपको अपने आप को समझना है कि नहीं मैं कड़क 2000 की नोट हूँ भाई.
And again, the last thing I'm going to say is, without sounding pompous, arrogant, and extremely unmodest, is like, our time has come.
Had body image issues always, you know, and I think that defined who I was.
I thought I was cool, I thought I was attractive, I thought I was intelligent, but I didn't believe that I was beautiful.
अरे मैं तो इतनी डरपोक होती थी कि कॉलेज में मुझे नौकर का छोटे-छोटे रोल मिलते थे. मेरी इतनी हिम्मत नहीं होती थी कि मैं जाके बोलूं कि I am better than those people who are doing the main part.
I was 21, 22, and I myself was like, you know what, my dad was right. No one's ever going to marry me.
I must have been like 17, 18 when I started presenting, you know, as a woman. On the streets, I remember someone for the first time tried to grope me. And a part of me was like, am I a woman now?
Slowly, as you start inching towards your teens, people began to say, you know, why don't you lose some weight? And then you like boys, and then you want them to like you back, and then they're not looking at you. And, you know, even if they're looking at you, you don't think you're worthy of being looked at.
I used to cry and go back home.
When I had a baby, or when I decided to have a baby, people thought I was mad because they were like, at the peak of a career, you know, you're having a baby. It's a little bit like how Alia is being asked, like, you know, having a baby at the peak of your career. But
At the end of the day, it's something that I chose. I chose to be a producer, I chose to be an entrepreneur, I chose to be an actor, I chose to be a mom, I chose to be all these different parts.
I mean, women have had to make place for themselves through history, and we have done it pretty well.
By moving forward, by making mistakes, by meeting people, by being disappointed, by disappointing people at times.
You know, being a working mother, having 2 boys, choosing to do what I'm happy doing, which is being in front of the camera. So I think allowing myself to be what I want and do what I love is so empowering.
He said that I don't want to be a father, I want nothing to do with this. I told him, listen dude, my belly, my baby, you're a nobody. You were just a sperm donor, forget about it.
I've always been very close to myself. I've always had a lot of conversations with myself. I've been journaling all my life. I am constantly in touch with myself, and I'm obsessed with my peace and my happiness.
My mother is a very strong influence in my life, जिसने मुझे कहा कि बेटा तू हिंदुस्तान की बेटी है और तू पीछे मुड़ के मत देखना.
confident woman you see today is hours of self-help books and hours of putting myself outside the comfort zone. It took me a very long time. In fact, I think I was 32, 33 when I actually began to look in the mirror and said, damn.
And again, the last thing I'm going to say is, without sounding pompous, arrogant, and extremely unmodest, is like, women are meant to multitask. Genuinely, we're born multitaskers. So I genuinely believe that gives me a lot of comfort and relief, that the fact that I'm a woman and I can do it all.
That's a beautiful thing about it. Because all around me, different people at different times have shown me what is possible.
Right. You know, people keep asking me about feminism and what does feminism mean to me, and you know, are you a burn the bra kind of feminist?
I was a fat girl growing up, but I was a happy fat girl.
I chose to become a mother when we wanted to, and not when society wanted to.
ऑफिसर का जेंडर नहीं होता. एक जो ऑफिसर है वो लड़का या लड़की नहीं होती, वो एक ऑफिसर होता है. So they used to call me देसाई साहब.
जीवन में कभी-कभी रिबेल भी बनना पड़ता है. मैं बनी rebellious.
I don't mean this in an arrogant way, but my biggest inspiration is me. Because I think if I keep reminding myself that if I've come so far, then I will go further.
Because if women were empowered to have their own house, to have their own money for their own needs, and if they had the ability to provide for their own kids themselves, they would get much more respect.
For me, that is feminism.
Our time has come.
I think, you know, they keep telling us that, you know, इस उम्र में तो शादी हो जानी चाहिए, इस उम्र में बच्चे हो जाने चाहिए, you know. We're always told what to do, how to be, where to be, how to behave, you know. And I just think that we just have one lifetime to be who we want to be. But in being everyone else, we forget about ourselves.
Be your biggest cheerleader and really back yourself, because you know, if you don't back yourself, nobody else will.
Yeah. One should always learn to be comfortable in their skin in whatever way they are first.
Dear 10-year-old Divya, don't plan too much. Life is not going to be charted out exactly the way you do it, but that's the fun of it. So keep goals for yourself, because then you will work towards something, but use your strengths that you develop so that you go in any direction that life takes you.
काम पर ध्यान दो, आदमियों पे नहीं.
I would just say your life is your life. Sometimes even your parents, people around you will not understand it. And the only person you have to convince is yourself. आपको अपने आप को समझना है कि नहीं, मैं कड़क 2000 की नोट हूँ भाई.
We have enough people telling us that we can't do something as women growing up. So, you know, believe in yourself, because there is no right or wrong career choice. There is no right or wrong age to be married and to have a kid, or to not have a kid and not be married as well.
Have a blast. Enjoy your life. Start by enjoying the fact that God has given you the privilege of being born a woman. It is a humongous privilege. Exercise it, celebrate it, and thank God every day that is, of all the things you could have been, you're a woman.